Hello everyone. In this video I am going to discuss on thermal physics. So this is my very first video on this topic. So I'll be uploading a series of videos on thermodynamics. So let us first discuss what is thermodynamics. Now, so the word meaning of thermodynamics is thermo means heat and dynamics means movement. So thermodynamics is the study which actually deals with how the energy is stored in the system and how energy transformation takes place. That means the energy is converted to other forms of energy and it involves heat and work. So thermodynamics is a branch of physical science which deals with the effects of heat, work and energy on the system. The study of thermodynamics is based on the general observation and they can be formulated in the form of thermodynamic laws like zeroth law of thermodynamics, first law of thermodynamics and second law of thermodynamics. Therefore, to sum up, what is thermodynamics? You always remember that it is the study which deals with how energy is stored in the systems and how this energy transformation takes place. That means energy transformed into other forms of energy which involves heat and work. Now we are going to discuss about the approach to study thermodynamics. There are two approaches, microscopic approach and macroscopic approach. Macroscopic approach is also known as the classical thermodynamics. So in this approach we study the quantity of matter but without considering the behavior of the individual molecules or particles. So this approach is known as the classical approach. And the second approach is the microscopic approach. So here we take into consideration the behavior of the individual particles and we study the average behavior of a large group of individual particles. So this approach is known as the statistical thermodynamics and macroscopic approach is known as the classical thermodynamics. Now we are going to learn about certain concepts in thermodynamics which are required to study this subject. So the first is the thermodynamic system. What is a thermodynamic system? So let me first draw it. This is a thermodynamic system which has a certain amount of matter inside it and the outer side, the outer environment is the surrounding. Now a thermodynamic system has also a boundary. So the thermodynamic system is a quantity of matter of fixed identity with a surrounding and a boundary. So what this boundary does, this boundary separates the system, the matter inside the system from the surrounding. We can categorize actually the boundary into two types. The first one is the diathermic boundary and the second one is the adiabatic boundary. Now this diathermic boundary is the boundary which allows the transmission of heat between the system and the surrounding, whereas the adiabatic boundary, it does not permit the heat flow between the system and the surrounding. One thing that you must remember that we'll be dealing with the classical thermodynamics here. So the thermodynamic system that we are talking about is a macroscopic system. Now based on how the system interacts with its surrounding in terms of energy and matter, the system can be categorized into three categories. So let me first draw the system. I have drawn here the system and the surrounding. So the first system can exchange energy and it can exchange matter with the surrounding. These type of systems are known as open systems. So this is the first one. The second one, if a system interacts with its surrounding, it can exchange energy but no matter is exchanged between the system and the surrounding, then that type of system is known as the closed system. Now if a system cannot exchange energy and it cannot exchange matter with the surrounding, then that type of systems are known as isolated systems. So let us recapitulate. So for open system, mass as well as energy can flow through the boundary. Now for closed system, only the energy can flow through the boundary. So for closed system, it is a diathermic wall. That means heat exchange is allowed. But in case of isolated system, nothing gets through the boundary. That means it has adiabatic boundary. That means no energy exchange and no matter exchange. So let me give an example. Let us take a bottle of hot water whose cap is actually open. Then this system can exchange energy as well as matter with the surrounding. So this is an example of open system. Now if we have a bottle of hot liquid or hot water, and if the cap is closed, so that it can exchange heat energy with the surrounding but no matter can be exchanged, so it is a closed system. And lastly, if we have a bottle which is basically, if it is insulated from the surrounding, if it is a thermoflask, then it cannot exchange energy as well as it cannot exchange matter with the surrounding. So this is an example of a isolated system. So I hope you have understood these concepts. Thank you.